For cervical sidebend isometrics, your setup will be seated. Our mid-range is already accomplished by being seated in this kind of neutral position. You just have to make sure you're not hinged forward or hinged backwards or turned in any weird direction. You want to be in a neutral kind of easy resting place. We're going to show you two different versions of the movement of sidebend. One of them is what we want to be attempting to resist when we're doing this. So what we want to think about is like you're taking the top of your head to the outside of your shoulder, like you're really trying to reach that over to that side. Versus if you were doing it kind of incorrectly, it would be this kind of narrow tuck. You can see how he's just trying to take his ear to maybe the middle kind of top of his shoulder versus to the very outside where his shirt sleeve line is. So he's going to resist himself moving in that direction, that kind of wider arc, by placing a hand on the top of his head, kind of on the outside of the top of the head. Now he's going to attempt to bring that side of his head towards that outside of where his shoulder was when his arm was at rest, doing that kind of wide arc. And he's going to resist that and hold himself in that position. So the main problems here is doing that kind of short arc where you're trying to tuck your ear down to here, and that's going to feel pretty jammy and cranky most of the time, versus that thinking wide kind of around to the outside of the shoulder. The muscles you should feel engaging here are all these muscles on the same side of your neck to the side that you're bending towards. If you feel it a bunch on the other side, it might be because you're cutting that a little bit too short and not trying to do that wider kind of direction of push. Another main issue here is actually letting yourself move or not being positioned in a neutral position to start with. So one more time, he's in this neutral position already. He's going to take that same side hand, put it on the top outside of his head on that same side, gently ramping up, trying to bring his whole head and neck over towards this outside of his shoulder like he's trying to reach all the way over here with his head.